Thursday is looking like. Kunal, can IT finally see a bounce or do you think some more pain?
I think it should see a bounce. Maybe I think on the very short-term side, you might expect that after that 5% kind of a cool-off for correction to the stock price, you might probably expect that the IT stocks may go into a couple of percentage bounce over here. The interesting bit is that even yesterday on the intraday basis, many of the stocks managed to recover quite well in the last hour or so of the closing. Tech Mahindra, for example, that stock recovered more than 40 to 50 points from its retail lows of 1600 thereabouts, and you saw good recovery coming back into a few of the mid-cap IT names. So it tells you that maybe the worst, at least on the short term, could be priced in, and you might expect some bit of a bounce back over here. Many of the stocks have come back to retest of their 200-day moving averages. Case in point, Infosys, I think the stock has come back to that 1550 kind of a zone, which is the 200 DMA for itself. TCS had come back towards its 200 moving average, but yesterday the stock managed to break below it. But we need to see if these stocks manage to see a bounce back. I would expect few of them at least to start showing signs of a stability as well as a bounce back, and that could be a good opportunity for someone to chip in.
Kunal, if you look at from an FI point of view, we are seeing some of the shorts getting covered there by the FIs. In Nifty Bank, long positions are getting added by the FIs there, and overall long position in the market is almost now for the FIs is at 19%. Just a week back, we were around 10-11% there. So this is a shift in long positions. Is that a base now getting formed for the markets to take off from here?
Yeah, it is, and in fact, when you see change of open interest on the side when the markets are tilting towards, and especially with the kind of positive news flow which has been surrounded, it's bound to have an impact in terms of position, because traders who've been short on the indices, Nifty, Bank Nifty, for the last 5-6 months, there's bound to be an unwinding, because most of the negative news flow would now seem to be behind. I would also look at it in this way, that in the last 5-6 months we were sort of diverged from the global markets. There was a point where you see global markets showing very strong kind of a momentum rally, and our markets lagged behind. That was purely one of the reasons, because it was lack of participation or any change of stance from the open interest front for the index futures. Now I think that will get corrected. So now if the global markets start to show maybe another couple of legs of rally, you might probably expect that our markets will also try and participate on the upside. So overall, I would believe that the position change which has happened from the FIIs from the 10-11% to now 19%, I think that should probably keep on increasing over the next couple of days at least.
And if you look at the Nifty options chart, you have now a good base coming at 25,500, but at the same time you have a resistance which is at 25,800 and 26,000. That narrow band continues, so we have a market where some consolidation is happening with terms of position, but at the same time it's a range bound which we are seeing.
See, what happens is in an ideal scenario for an option writer, for an option seller, the best strategy is that he wants the market to consolidate in the midpoint of a range. So whether it was earlier 25,200, 250, the range was around 25,000, 25,500. Then when the markets broke that 25,000 mark, 24,750 thereabouts, that range got shifted to 25,000 and 24,500. So as an ideal scenario at 25,750 where we are right now on the spot levels, it's a fantastic zone for an option writer. There are many positives over here for an option writer. The IVs were at the higher side. So for anyone who's written the options, either 26,000 call or 25,500 put, he would have written at a much higher premium because of that 3% or 4% additional jump in the IVs. And now with the set of events out of the way, you're bound to see an IV trajectory which is going to drop down slowly and gradually. So that initial positive the option writer would probably have got by writing those options, he has that advantage. So which means he can stand through the entire series or maybe good part of the February month, unless there is any other major change in terms of data points. So I think in that sense, this range should prevail for another week or so, and that would be an advantage for an option for a index trader as such. In case if we drift to any side of the range, whether it's 26,000 on the upside or 25,500 on the downside, that throws in a good contra opportunity to maybe create fresh shorts or fresh longs, respectively.
Kunal, your picks in this market, therefore?
So a couple of buy calls. Bharti Airtel is something which starts to look attractive. The stock yesterday bounced back from its 200-day moving average. 1950, 1960 was the 200 DMA. The stock has done that retest of the 200 moving average. So we'd look out for a buy with a shorter term target of 2080. Stop loss could be kept at 2000. The second is a buy on Blue Star. Now, it's a very interesting chart because over the last 2 or 3 months, the stock has been extremely volatile. However, yesterday the stock showed signs of very good recovery. It's come back to a breakout above 1880 levels. So we'd look out for 2000 as a target and stop loss at 1820.
Right, okay. Those are two buy calls, Bharti as well as Blue Star.